What a night of fights at BKFC 79 in Sturgis, South Dakota. The BKFC brought it once again, highlighted by and headlined by Gogo Slaveski and Julian Lane for the Welterweight Championship. And we're going to talk about that fight and all the rest on this edition of Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to Come On Now, the podcast, Combat Corner. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the fight card. Were you with us on the live that we were on for about 3.5 hours on Saturday? If you were, appreciate you joining us. If you weren't, you missed it. We had Harrison, the headhunter Aiken, on the live with us. Appreciate you, Harrison, as always, for jumping on board. Love the questions that people gave to you and your responses, man. Appreciate you as always, my friend. Listen here, people. Julian Lane put on a show. I thought Gogo Slaveski would get the job done, but Julian Lane put on a show en route to a unanimous decision victory over the formerly undefeated Gogo Slaveski, former BKFC champ, who never lost the belt and was coming back after a time at Karate Combat. Here he is looking to win that belt back. And Julian Lane, man, he said, nah, you let me bang and I'm going to bang. And bang, Julian Lane did. The fight goes all 5 rounds. Julian Lane drops Slaveski twice in the fight. Gogo never drops Lane. And I'm going to talk about this fight a little bit in detail because obviously it's the main event. It was a massive fight. This is the culmination of many, many years of hard work by Julian Lane. We've all known him probably from the Ultimate Fighter, where he got the "Let Me Bang, Bro" thing going on. He's been in multiple organizations. Here he is in the BKFC. He's now won 6 straight fights. And, the guy has completely turned his career around, which shows that you can do anything if you make a few changes here and there and you can get it done. This is also at 165 pounds, not him fighting guys at 75 or even 85 potentially. He's fighting at a better weight for him. And man, I got to say, he looked really, really good. You knew there was a lot of bad blood going into this fight. You don't know if it's selling the fight or if it's real. It felt like it was real. Talking to Julian Lane, myself in Clearwater, not the biggest fan of Gogo Slaveski. Talked to Gogo the next day. He made a video about Julian Lane, kind of making fun of him in the interview that I did with Lane. And he had a whole lot to say. I mean, he basically said that Lane was scared of him. And I mean, that's all fighter talk. I get it. But there was something to it. These guys were both managed by the same management company. Julian Lane decided he did not want to be a part of that anymore. So he went back on his own because he didn't want to have the same manager. He kind of felt some kind of way that maybe they weren't all in for him. But when you have a great management company, they're going to have a lot of great fighters. And at some point, yeah, you might need to fight each other if it's for a belt. And that's what happened here. And Lane decided he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. Nonetheless, we come out in this fight, and the first round was exactly what we expected. They came out looking to take each other's heads off. Nonstop action in round 1. Nonstop. You wondered, and I had Harrison on the call with me on video, and you're like, yo, they're really leaving it all out there in round 1. And you wonder how much cardio they've got. They can't possibly keep this pace up, right? And you could see the pace start to slow down in round 2. I think, having watched the fight very closely, there were things that became predictable in how Gogo attacked Julian Lane. He seemed to be the guy that was the aggressor, but aggressor to the point where he was getting himself clipped. And Lane started to time him on his attacks. He was very low, wide stance, exploding in, kind of like Leonardo Perdomo at heavyweight. and where he squats low and explodes in. And Gogo was doing very, very similar things in the fight. And after round one, you saw Lane more so become more composed. And I didn't see the same thing from Gogo. I saw him still trying to explode in, squatting down. And what that was showing, these were tendencies that I think Lane was starting to pick up on. And he's landing uppercuts on him and starting to really hurt him. They're, going into round three, I thought the fight was probably even. I thought Gogo won round one. I thought round two was probably even. You could maybe give it to Gogo as well. It was a closer round, but round three, I think, is where Julian Lane kind of took the fight over. He really took the fight over there. He drops Gogo in round three, and then in round four continues to control the fight. I mean, Gogo was rocked in round three pretty badly. Fights back though, man. He doesn't stop fighting. You gotta give it up to Gogo Slaveski. He's a warrior. He's gonna keep on fighting, keep on coming forward. And he did that. He did it the whole fight, but nothing ever changed in his approach. There were no adjustments made. And now I understand that now you've been dropped. You're trying to get that back, but there were no true adjustments in how he fought this fight. It was pretty much the same thing. Low stance, explosion, low stance, explosion. Not a lot of just, not enough movement, jabbing, but more so just trying to explode and land big shots. Round five, if you had it 2-2, then you're looking at round five as a round that if Gogo wins, you might end up in a draw because of a 2-point round three. Because I thought it was fairly clear that Lane won rounds 3 and 4. And when you look at round 5, Gogo gets dropped almost immediately. And that's the fight. That's the fight. I mean, you knew at that point the fight was over. The fight was a wrap. I mean, if this thing went to decision, Lane would get the call. And if my memory serves me correct, I think the final cards were 49-44 on one and 48-47 on two of them. So two judges did give Gogo 2 rounds. One gave Gogo 1 round. And so or was it 49-43? I'm drawing a blank on the exacts. Let me see if I can pull it up here. If it says exactly what the scores were. Because like you look around, I mean, they were both very, very active. Gogo was a little bit more active again. He was a little bit less efficient. I think the biggest thing that happened in this fight specifically was that Julian Lane just really became more composed as the fight went on. And I think that was the difference in the fight. That's really okay. So yeah, it was 49. Two judges had it 49-44, and one had it 48-45. I'm looking at the BKFC press release. So two judges gave Lane all 4 of the 5 rounds, and one judge gave Gogo 2 rounds. So if you look at the fight again, I think that if the 2 rounds that Gogo would have won were rounds 1 and 2, and then after that, I think Lane swept him. He swept the last 3, and probably on the other cards that had it 4-1, I presume that Gogo won round 1 and Lane won the next 4 rounds. Or maybe they gave Gogo Lane round 1 and Gogo round 2. I'm not sure. Haven't seen any scorecards. But man, it was a great performance, man. Lane really, really stepped it up, man. He's living a dream. And here's some stuff from the BKFC Instagram page, which I will share with you right now. He said in the press conference, in actually the post-fight interview, his dad passed away in 2023, and he hasn't lost since. This is for him. I've lost 6 straight, and now I've won 6 straight and become a world champion. It's pretty cool, man.
Man, I went from 6 fights losing in 2022. I lost 6 straight fights, and I came back and won 6 straight fights, winning the world title. My dad passed away in 2023, and I haven't lost since, man. I was supposed to win this belt before he went, and I'm just, time beats us all, everybody. So enjoy your life, man. Have fun, live your dreams, love everybody you can. Hey, go through life loving, man. It's a lot better than being a hater. I promise you that. The feeling is amazing.
Here's some highlights.
Down goes Julian Slaveski. Good counter right hand by Lane. Straight punches.
You see that was like counter. I mean,
good counter right hand by.
You see him countering. He started to time him. You just saw that throughout the fight. Obviously, a big knockdown.
Slaveski. Knockdown number 2. So that makes it. I don't think Gogo can win this fight versus Julian Slaveski.
You see it again every time. I mean, Gogo was the one coming in, and Lane was countering him exceptionally. Look at every time. Boom. Gogo came in with a straight left, and he comes in, and if you watch it again, he comes in with that straight left, and he's now off balance and clip with a right, and he's on the canvas. I mean, a great performance by Julian Lane, man, without a doubt.
Love you guys. Brooklyn, Leon, and Paisley, Marie, Denver, Grayson, Gabe. I love y'all. Thank you, everybody. This way. Mama, I love you. Dad, I love you. Grandpa, I know y'all watching, man. I love all of y'all.
Watch your steps.
Ah.
You're making it right here, Julian.
No, we did it, baby.
Heads up, guys.
Sturgis.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations to Julian Lane, man. He earned that shit, no question about it, and new champion. Now the question is, what's next? Who's next? I know Gogo Slaveski will be back in the conversation at some point, but you have some guys that are waiting, man. You've got Dustin Pay, who came off of a big win last week before over Ryan Peterson. You have Connor Tierney over in the UK. He got into it with Julian Lane at the Champion Summit. They went back and forth. It was an entertaining situation there. But I'd love to see who he fights next. I have no idea, but I definitely would like to see him fight sooner rather than later. We are in August. I'd love to see him back in the ring in December down here in South Florida. It'd be a great opportunity to watch this guy fight, live in person. And I'm curious to see which way they go. Do they go Dustin Pig or do they go Connor Tierney? Either fight is a banger. It all depends on what they're trying to do with those UK belts, though. If they're trying to basically make them one world championship belt or not. But if that's what they're looking to do, I think the fight that might make more sense is Tierney. He's a bad dude, man. It'll be a great fight, man, and I look forward to seeing whatever fight comes up next. What's next for Gogo? 65 has lots of opportunities. I mean, Ryan Peterson just had a big-time fight with Dustin Pig. He lost the fight, but, man, that was an absolute war. I think you would get a war with him and Gogo in a fight without a doubt. So, love to see it. I'd love to see what's up next. What's up next for him. But for both men, great performance. You did the company proud. You put on you guys fought a war. You battled, and at the end of the day, this is what it's about. They talked a lot of shit. And there seemed to be a real beef, but when it comes down to it, at the end of it all, they were mad respectful of each other. They, I can go look at Gogo Slaveski's page on Instagram. There's stuff with him and Julian Lane, I believe I've seen. Let me check, because I know I've seen it somewhere. I saw some stuff with he and I saw some stuff with him and Lane. Don't know if it's there anymore, but there was pictures with he and Lane and after the fight and the whole night. Maybe it was on Julian Lane's page. Let me check real quick. They took pictures after the fight. And I think that's great respect. I mean, I'm sure they still want to beat the crap out of each other. But yeah, man, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Let me see here. I can't find it, but I know I saw it earlier when I was looking at photos, and I saw them taking photos together after the fight. I mean, so I hope to see these guys do battle again. It was a great fight, and yeah, it's Gogo's first loss. Let's see how he recovers from it. But congratulations once again to Julian Lane on the huge win, on the monumental accomplishment to go from losing 6 straight to winning 6 straight. I mean, that's just amazing. It shows that you can always be redeemed, and you can always make a comeback at some point. Just a matter of right time, right situation, etc. Now, looking at the rest of this fight card, interesting fights, some great fights, some fights that I thought had questionable decisions. Looking at the co-main event, Taylor Starling and Shelby Cannon, I thought that fight, I thought there were just mad mistakes there. I thought Shelby Cannon completely controlled the fight. I thought she won the fight from pillar to post, from bell to bell. And at the end of the day, she loses a decision to Starling that I don't know how. Two judges gave Starling 48-47, and one scored it 49-46. For the judge that scored that fight 49-46 in favor of Starling, that judge should never judge a fight again. There's no way in the world that you could have sat there and watched that fight and given 4 rounds to Taylor Starling. It's just not possible. Go look at the way those ladies look. Shelby Cannon looked like she didn't get into a fight. And I thought she was a significant underdog. I thought she would lose the fight. She looks like she didn't get hit with much of anything, even though apparently 135 punches landed on her. Her face looked like it looked when she walked in the ring. I thought Cannon won the fight. I thought she controlled the tempo. I thought she controlled the pace. I thought she landed the bigger shots. I thought she did the most damage. And I thought at the end of the day, I think she got screwed. I mean, she out throws her and lands her in rounds 1 and 2. Outlands her in round 3. They're even by one. They're one punch off in round 4. And round 5 was probably the best round that Starling had the whole fight. Because she knew in her mind that she was down. Like that's my belief, is that she knew she was down. Even her reaction. Look, I'm not criticizing her. I'm being real. You have an opinion. I picked Starling to win. I thought Cannon won the fight. And here's just some of let's see what we got here from that fight.
All respect to Britain. I have so much love for her, but I need to avenge that fight that we had last year. I feel like I deserve it. Britain, you know there's no other competition at 115 besides me. It would be an honor to do it again. I don't have to talk shit. You are the champ for a reason, but I want to touch gold. All respect to Britain. I have so much.
Cannon again on the entry. Back to the outside right hand, Taylor Starling. Short right hand, Shelby Cannon. Straight right hand and the left hand for Starling. Right uppercut for Cannon on the inside.
I guess here's some photos. I'll be real with you, man. That Cannon was the one that created the fight. She's the one that brought the fight. She was the aggressor the entire fight. She was pushing forward all fight. I mean, she made the fight happen. She made the fight happen and took a really bad decision loss. I thought it was a very bad decision. And this is nothing personal. This is how it goes. I watched the fight, and I mean, I had Harrison Aiken on there with me. He thought the same thing. We both thought Cannon won the fight. And I don't even think it was relatively close. I thought Cannon clearly won the fight. And so here we are. Starling calls out Bret Hart at the end of the fight. They fought last year in Sturgis, no less. And the one thing, because I don't know that result will be any different if those two were to fight again. Realistically, I don't know if there's going to be much of a difference in the result, unless Starling comes in the greatest shape of her life, one where she can push a marathon level pace with Bret Hart. Like I'm talking about, she's just. She has to throw. Like in this fight, for example, she threw 212 punches. That's about 40 punches, just over 40 punches around. She needs to throw 300 shots to win. Like legit. She needs to throw 300, at least 300 strikes. She needs to be pushing a tempo that is out of control. Because Bret Hart is a better technical fighter. She's a better technical fighter. And if that doesn't happen, we'll look at the same result all over again. But nonetheless, congratulations to Taylor Starnes. She got the W. That's what it is. And we move on from there. Going into the next fight, we had Zach Calmus and Corey Willis. Zach Calmus, man, that guy likes to get hit in the face a whole lot. He took some shots. The fight got stopped at the end of round 2. Willis gave him an onslaught early on. He dropped him. Calmus lands a shot that cracks Willis in the right eye, where Willis is just blinking like really hard, like doing this type of thing. And you got to take advantage of that. And basically they stared at each other. And I thought Calmus let Willis get off the hook, because he could have finished the fight there. And the problem also for Calmus was his eye was literally completely closed. And they had to stop the fight when they did. They absolutely had to stop the fight. Here are some highlights.
Down. 3, 4, 5. Finger test.
Look at his eye. Look at his eye.
Victory for Corey Willis. Finger test.
You can see the eye. Look at the eye. That eye is a meat patty. He couldn't see out of that eye. And Willis gets the TKO victory after round 2. You got besides that, then you go into Brendan Conley, David Simpson. This was probably the worst referee decision of the night, in my opinion. Conley was a favorite in this fight. Simpson came in bad out of hell. I mean, he threw a lot of shots. He cracked him. He hurt Conley. But the way the fight got stopped, even on the BKFC Instagram page, they have early stoppage ? Absolutely an absolute early stoppage. Conley he was hurt, but he wasn't hurt. And he gets cracked and he's covering up. And he got stuck between the ropes, it looked like. Let's see if they have this as a highlight here. Because right there, if you see those 2 bottom ropes, at one point he's sitting on this bottom rope and his back is like under this rope as if he's almost going to go out of the ring. And it was like he couldn't take a knee. He couldn't fall. And instead of just stopping it and ruling it at 8 count, the referee stops the fight. And Conley gets right back up. It's a horrible stoppage. Doesn't mean that Simpson wouldn't have won the fight, but the situation at that moment, bad stoppage.
Simpson stepping up.
See, he hurts him. He's hurting. A lot of the punches here are not landing anywhere but on the body. See where he is? See where he is? He's literally sitting on the rope. It's almost like he can't hit the ground.
Still standing is
Spread up. It's a horrible stoppage. I mean, it's a horrible stoppage, folks. Simpson gets the win. We move on to the next one. I mean, he showed up, but that stoppage was trash. Elvin Brito takes on Brandon Meyer. That was probably the fight of the night, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if it was given that, but these two did battle. Brito comes away with a 4th round TKO win. It was nonstop action from Brito.
Left hand from the top over relentless to the body. Now to the head, back to the body. Elvin Brito, one-way traffic. Like Bryce saying, really
he was relentless.
Right hand, body, body from Elvin Brito. Meyer trying to throw back, but he's playing defense. Elvin Brito
trying to throw back. Brandon Meyer was so tired, he couldn't throw back. He was gassed. Tank was on E.
He's about to stop it, so good stoppage. Good stoppage.
That was the correct stoppage. It was a brutal assault. Now, this fight was a fun one right here. Cheyenne Bintliff versus Marisa Ruelas. That was a fun one, man. These two women threw at it. Ruelas is much smaller than Bintliff, and she comes in early on and she drops Bintliff. And you're like, oh, shit. She drops her, and I don't know what happened, but kind of woke Bentliff up. And then probably after about the last 30 seconds of round one, Bentliff took over the fight. She's bigger, she's stronger, and she finishes the fight via knockout in round two. But take a look at some of the highlights. This is at the end when Bentliff took over. I mean, Ruelas had a gash down the middle of her forehead like this, like a gaping wound. It was nasty. Nasty. Now, Bentliff missed weight by like 7+ pounds, which to me is highly unprofessional. And from what I've heard, Ruelas fights at a much lighter weight on top of that. So this was almost like from what I've been told, like a 20-pound difference between these two. Like Ruelas was fighting so far out of her weight class that she got up to 145, but she's not a natural 45er. And Bentliff comes in at almost 153 pounds, just not professional. Yeah, so
Right hands on her, right on the chin.
boom, look at that overhand left. Jesus.
The counter left hand, Bentliff continue to throw that right and leaving her chin exposed. As you throw the right, you got to really block the chin with your shoulder. Another left hand, like I said, that landed often in that round.
Yeah, and Ruelas kept landing that shot, but that first one really freaking cracked her. That big one that dropped her,
right hand.
cracked her.
We're on the turn.
The end of the fight right here. You see, she landed that overhand left again, but this time Bentliff was like she's wet, like wet. She's sweating. She's got the juices flowing. She's moving forward, and that was the difference. Like she wasn't dry as she was early in the fight.
Trying to be forced, Ruelas trying to be relaxed. Ruelas now confident of her nose.
In the smash blood, she sees the blood on her palm. She's going for the knockout.
I think that blood really affected Ruelas, honestly. I think that really affected her. Now we go into Bear Hill and Billy Swanson, man. The battle of the heavies, man. Bear Hill with the third round knockout of Billy Swanson. I think this was a matter of Billy Swanson just ran out of gas. He was really, really active in round one. Bear Hill withstood his onslaught. Hill turns it around as the fight went on. I just think that Swanson was gassed out and Hill had more in the tank. When you have guys of this size, it's really a cardio situation if it goes past the first round. And I think the cardio really caught up to Billy Swanson by round three. Round two, I thought he was gassed out already. Let's see if there's any highlights of this one. This is the pose that Bear Hill did at the end of the fight.
Landing his power punches. Big right hand from
straight
Hill.
right that comes
Swanson
in.
on his back foot. Clean right hand, knocked down number two.
That ended the fight right there. Straight right to the face. And then Bear Hill takes off his pants and throws him into the crowd. Utterly fucking disgusting, but funny in the same right. Prior to that fight, we had Trayvon Kroger and Daniel Petit. This is an interesting situation here because Daniel Petit is talking shit after getting his ass kicked in this fight, like bluntly. Trayvon Kroger put a beating on him. TKO after round one. Don't know if it was Petit's corner that stopped the fight. The doctor did not stop this fight. I think Petit's corner stopped the fight because of the beatdown that he was being given by Kroger. Kroger was piecing his ass up. And at the end of the fight, after the fight on social media, there's a post where he's talking shit about, I mean, it is weird. Like you got served up. It's you lost. It's okay. Coming back and let's find this because here is
Head of this guy throwing himself off balance. There's too much power being thrown.
Left hand, right uppercut. Clean right hand, pin it again, swinging and miss, taking himself off balance. Oh, I thought that was the end of the round on the 10-second clock. We fight on. Fair play from Kroger. There's the bounce.
like he was getting his ass whipped so badly that he didn't know that the clacker was 10 seconds and not the end of the round. It's
The clock is not the bell.
You know, let me see right here if I can find this right here. This is no, that's not it. Where's Kroger? Isn't he Cobra? That's him right there. All right. So this is on his Instagram page. Let me see here. Here, right here. This is on the Instagram page of stories.
The reason my face looks like this is because that kid could not punch hard. No, I could beat him if I would have done my job.
Can you imagine saying after you got your butt kicked that you're saying the reason my face looks like this is because he doesn't punch hard? Okay. Whatever you say, sir. If you feel that way, you feel that way. But I don't know that anybody would agree with you on that. Your face is swollen. Your left eye looked like it got a broken orbital bone. You got stitches. You got 2 big shiners. He punched hard enough to finish the fight. He punched hard enough to have the corner stop the fight in between rounds. This is on Kroger's page. Hit him so hard he must have forgot who did that to his face. I mean, interesting.
That fool doesn't hit hard at all.
Okay. Look at this. This is on his story. I knew he was a quitter before I even hit him. Wow. Interesting, man. I gotta say that was interesting, but yeah, I gotta say that was a different situation there. Little surprised. Let's see here. Let's go back. But big performance by Kroger. Going to the free fights, prelims. You had Dan Godoy, Paco Castillo. That was a great fight. Great start off to the card. 3rd round TKO. They did not let Castillo continue after the 3rd round. His face was a bloody mess. He was giving Godoy some problems. Godoy came out like a bat out of hell, but I think he got a little tired. And Castillo started to turn the tide a little bit. And ends up happening is that Castillo's face was just so battered that the doctor stopped the fight. Cody Kerr over Dylan Bladen. Cody Kerr finished him in a minute in round 1. And a lot of trash talking in this particular fight as well. Big stoppage for Kerr. Kept talking crap after the fight. Timmy Mason beats AJ Craig. Round 1. At the end of round 1, they stopped the fight. And so you have 2 first round finishes, and then 1 third round finish in the prelims. Here are some highlights from each of those fights. Let's see if we got them here. This is from Mason and Craig.
Knock down AJ Craig. Craig in the center circle now, taking himself backwards.
And Mason is in
Knockdown number 2.
Craig is badly hurt.
Look at that. Look at that.
First round. It's really very tough. He knows he doesn't have to be with too much.
You can see why they stopped the fight.
He just has a few seconds.
Mason literally trying to.
That's one. Let's see if there's anything else here. Here's the Kerr thing. Kerr was a trip on the mic after.
Fuck yeah, it does. This motherfucker started talking shit on Facebook saying he's gonna come collect my fucking teeth. I'm fucking here, bitch. This is my motherfucking town. Fuck you. Fuck yeah.
Just opening up his stance. Going on a more blatant stance. Now comes Cody Kerr. And to one.
He's a bitch.
And a knockdown to the canvas.
He's quitting. He's done. He said he wasn't no mas.
Bladen shaking his head no. We're done.
He going at his ass, bro.
And the victory in his home state of South Dakota for Cody. Just opening.
That was a trip, and he got no tooth because he's. This is the opener with Godoy and Castillo. Look at the face. Look at Godoy. Look at Castillo's face.
Trucks for the Canadian Dan Godoy.
Oh,
Left jab.
He got knocked down in 8 seconds with a jab, and you're like, oh, this fight's not gonna go very long. And no, Castillo didn't stop.
And that drops Paco Castillo.
just exactly what Godoy said he's going to do. Catch him coming in with that jab. He said he's putting him down with it. That's a power.
That punch just busted him open in 10 seconds.
Trucks for the Canadian Dan.
Both of these fighters starting to get his hard punches away.
Big left hand from Godoy. Godoy on the left hook, right hand.
Both of these.
That's what it turned into. When Godoy slowed down, it turned into slugging. and they stopped the fight. Let's see here. We had other announcements that popped off in this event. First, you got Perdomo versus Adams, going to headline BKFC 80 next month in Hollywood, back in the Hard Rock, back where the damage was done in the last month with Perdomo getting the knockout win over Adams, some issues with the count, some issues with Perdomo's behavior in between knockdowns. Now we're going to find out, I guess. We'll see what happens. This is September 12th. Also on this card is supposed to be Yoel Romero in his debut with the BKFC. Looks like Perdomo Adams 2 will be the main event. You're not going to see as many guys from Miami on this card because they all fought in July. Brian Durant has a shoulder injury that he's got to recover from. Howard Davis has a hand injury he has to recover from. We could see Rambo Russo, possibly. You're going to see Chris Garcia. You're not going to see Justin Ibarola. So a lot of the big names that you typically see down here, you're not going to see next month. But Perdomo and Adams ready to run this shit back again. I would love to see if Adams actually implements a game plan this time and doesn't just go trying to headhunt Perdomo. He has to jab, but he has to jab and bring power behind the jab. He can't head swing big hooks. He has, I mean, I am not a coach. I am not a boxing coach, a bare knuckle. I am not a coach. I know what my eyes are telling me. And I would tell you, just the way Gogo Slaveski fights, Perdomo kind of fights. Crouched, low, explosive. You got to come with uppercuts. You've got it. Jab, uppercut. That's my opinion. You can tell me in the comments if you think I'm crazy. Because if you come jab, overhand right, you're going to whiff right over him. It needs to be jab, jab, uppercut. Because he's going to duck down. And that's where Adams will have the chance to catch him. If he comes in with that same thing that he did this last fight, look, I think that the damn hit to the head when he was down scrambled his egg, scrambled his brain. He had scrambled eggs in his brain. Did that decide the fight? Don't know. You could speculate it may have, which is why he got up after 2 minutes and kind of got, punked into like, you get up, you pussy type shit. Like, no, he should have taken the full 5. It was a clear foul, a foul that could have been a disqualification, realistically, and given Adams the win. And I would never have argued to not take that because when you get hit like that on the ground, it's serious. It's serious. They should probably give you 10 minutes to recover from a shot like that on the ground. But we're going to see what happens. They're going to do this thing again come September 12th, and we will be there covering this whole thing back. Now we have also the announcement of Chris Camozzi and Alessio Sakara on October 25th in Rome, Italy. This was expected after Sakara got the W. The two Italian, the Italian and the Italian American are going to do battle. I think Camozzi's making Rome his second home. So this should be a fun fight, a big banger here. Hopefully this fight goes through because last time Camozzi had Lorenzo Hunt. Hunt fell off the card, and he had a Beachy come in late for that fight, and he won the fight clearly. But yeah, hopefully this fight actually goes all the way through and they see each other. They also announced BKFC Fight Night in Hammond, Indiana on October 18th. So that's another card right there at the Horseshoe, Caesar's Rewards destination. And then, yeah, that's it. And of course, as you know, and new Julian Lane and new BKFC champ. They announced the attendance at Sturgis at 22,512. I don't know how they announced it. I don't know how they figured that out, but they figured it out. Finally, this is the schedule. You have a card this weekend in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, August 9th, Stu versus Santiago. You got Budva, August 30th. So we have 2 weeks off, then back in action on August 30th. A week off, then we're back in Hollywood. 2 weeks later, you're back in Manchester in the UK. Then we have October 4th. That's a picture of Mike Perry. Mike Perry is going to headline October 4th in Newark, New Jersey. That is Eddie Alvarez, I think. Who is Mike Perry going to fight? We still don't know yet. And then we have Rome on October 25th. I'm kind of glad that they're spreading this out a little bit and not inundating us every weekend. I mean, yeah, we have back-to-back here, but I really think that 2 cards a week, a month, or cards every other week work better for the BKFC. That's just my opinion. I would love to see Josh Dyer and Jomi Escoboza on September 12th. I really would. Or we could see them on October 4th. Josh Dyer needs a fight. I'm waiting to find out when King Kai is going to fight again, Kai Stewart. So let's see what happens, folks. But great night of fights. You know, big time performance once again by Julian Lane. Kudos, salute to Julian Lane. And that's all we got, man. Let me know your thoughts on this card. If you saw it, if you experienced it live with us. And we appreciate you as always. For all of your combat sports and BKFC information, please jump on over here. Combat Corner. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.
I've been down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. I've been down through the blood.